Hey, we're back. And we're back. It is Village Vice for the first time in what feels like forever. It's a brand new edition.
I missed you so much.
Yeah, I missed you too. And missed all of our villagers too. Missed this.
I was so excited about baseball season and what a hot start they're off to. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how unavailable at times you would be because of the travel and the prep. And
now,
I missed you.
We won't have travel like Arlington until we get to, maybe you probably get into super regionals before you get into travel like that.
Okay.
Like we left.
Okay.
I'm saying potentially because we left on Thursday.
Let's put it out there. Until super regionals happen, you won't have to travel like that again.
It won't be like that because we left Thursday morning and we didn't get back till Monday night. So I don't think we're going to have a trip like that the rest of the way. So, yeah, that was a great weekend, by the way, except for allergies. Can I tell you that I've never really had bad allergy issues my whole life?
Okay.
But I did this weekend. I don't know what it was about that massive ballpark. I don't know if it's just something grows out there in Arlington that doesn't grow here. But I woke up Friday in the middle of the night, could not breathe. And I could not breathe again until we got back to the Atlanta airport.
Okay.
Monday night.
And your call sounded fantastic, though.
Well, if you go back and watch the Baylor game, I go into a sneezing fit at one point.
Nice.
And it's when Baylor's mounting a comeback, and I'm getting text messages that are making me laugh, and it's making me sneeze more. I can't stop sneezing. I can't. And the camera's like, it's like this one is now. It's right in my face. And there's nothing I can do about it.
Did Baylor come back, though?
They didn't come back to win. No,
they didn't.
No,
they didn't.
No. Oregon State tried to come back Saturday, too.
They tried.
They didn't come back and win, though.
Does Auburn baseball own Oregon State? I think so.
They've taken 3 out of 4 all time.
I think so. And 3 of those were in Corvallis. So
Oregon State talked too. Boy, they talked. The guy Turley who hit the ball that almost went. I mean, look, he got all of it. It's probably a home run in most of the ballparks they're going to play in this year. He bat flipped, and then Bristol Carter caught it.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I did too. I missed it in real time. And then we were interviewing the guys afterwards, and like, yeah, he bat flipped at the end, so he had to hear about it afterwards.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a swag killer. Like you're trying to be cool, and then it just doesn't work.
You think you've just hit a go-ahead home run in the top of the 9th inning.
Life comes at you fast, man.
If you don't slow down once in a while,
it'll hit you.
Yeah,
it'll hit you. So Auburn basketball has just continued to be outstanding. So last time you and I recorded Village Vice, we were not SEC champions.
Right.
Now we are.
Since we last recorded, forgive me here. I don't want to be crass. I understand who I represent and what I represent. Okay. But
where are you going with this?
Since we last talked.
Oh my goodness.
Auburn BTA'd Ole Miss.
That's true.
And then went to Lexington.
Yep.
And Auburn BTA'd Kentucky.
Tahad Pettiford, after the game, went up to an Auburn fan, and the Auburn fan just knew to hand him his belt. Like, what else do you need to know about this team and this fan base right now?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It reminded me of like pro wrestling where the guy goes outside and says, "Give me the chair." And the guy gets out of the chair so that he can have it to hit somebody with the chair. Only this time the belt had already been used.
That's metaphorically. That's correct. That's correct. John Cena turned heel. Maybe we have time for that later. That's kind of wild.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to say. That was crazy.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I love it because now we can look back and all of the folks that were panicking throughout this entire run when we only beat Vandy on the road by 12 or, obviously we lost to Florida, but there were some games where we would shoot 40 something percent and we'd only win by 8 points or whatever it might be. And it's like, oh, it's coming. It's coming. We peaked too early. It's like, well, hold on. Like, how do you know? Yeah. How do you know? Because not at one stretch of the season, even we were winning, like against Houston or in Maui or, against Purdue, like maybe against Purdue. But there were games where there were very few games where it's like, man, we're really like rocking on all cylinders at this point.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we kind of are.
Well, and it's, I think I'll be interested to see how they come out tonight against A&M because all of this, and we said this at the time, so this is not like, well, it's easy to say now. This isn't hindsight. We said at the time, if you just win the games, you're doing something special. Winning all these games is special. The benchmark is not winning all these games by 22. The benchmark isn't never trailing it all ever in a conference game. It's basketball. It's 40 games if you go play it all the way out.
That's right.
You're going to trail sometimes. You're going to miss some shots. Somebody else is going to make a play. You're going to turn it over here and there.
Sure.
Just win the games. So the fact that they beat Vandy by 12 on the road, that's great. That's what matters.
Sure.
The fact they beat Arkansas by whatever they beat them and Georgia by whatever they beat them.
That's right.
That's what mattered.
That's right.
So now when they saw the finish line, they're like, if you've ever run a race, if you ever run a 5K, 10K marathon, whatever, you get to that last stretch and you empty the tank. You go as hard as you can go. And I feel like that's what Auburn did last week with the regular season championship in sight.
See, I think I disagree.
Okay.
I don't think this was the finish line for this team and where it is mentally. And we'll learn a little bit about how true that is tonight. I mean, we'll be able to tell pretty early on, like if they really want to beat Texas A&M in College Station or not. They'll tell us.
Yeah.
They will make it very clear on how important tonight's game actually is. Because on paper, it's not. It's not important. It's important for A&M. They need it. They've lost 4 straight. But they don't, like, Auburn doesn't need this. They don't need this.
Yeah, I will say it's not totally fruitless. Like, you can stack another quad 1 win. You can finish undefeated on the road in conference play, which I don't know that Auburn has done before, ever. So
they're looking to be the second team to do that in the SEC in the last 10 years. 2019, LSU did it. That was the only other.
Interesting. That
was in Marlene's game notes that she sent out yesterday. Yep.
That was Will Wade was the coach of that team. Wonder where he's coaching next year, by the way.
Wherever he goes, they're going to win.
Yeah, separate conversation for another day. He's, say what you want, great coach. Anyway,
Texas.
I think
if he goes to Texas, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think that's possible too. And I think if I were Texas, that'd be my first call.
I'm with you.
So anyway, where were we? Okay,
Gosh.
let me be clear.
It's so good to talk to you again. I missed you so much.
Likewise. I missed this. It wasn't the final finish line. So it wasn't the finish line. It was just a marker. It was a marker that they rushed to get to. Let me put. How about
maybe
that?
A checkpoint?
A checkpoint is good. A mile marker.
An aid station. With like the 100-milers, don't you like stop at like aid stations?
That's a great question. I don't know if I'm ever 100-miler. It'll surprise the
You're
heck out of me.
closer to it than I am.
Okay, but
you ran this past weekend.
Doesn't mean I'm close.
You ran this past weekend.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Which I have pictures of that I will share later in the show.
You have pictures? Wait.
Of you running in the Run Fest.
How? Why? Why do you have pictures of me running in the Run Fest?
I don't know.
What are you? That was the guiltiest I don't know I've ever heard in my life. That's when I go to my kids and I say, who broke the lamp? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, we can definitely like put them up later if you want.
No, we don't have to do that. Me running is not a pretty sight. It is the struggliest of all struggle.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do it. There he is.
Oh, God. Okay.
There he is. You were panicking for a second.
You don't know how much I'm sweating right now.
More than you were in the race, I think. You were panicking for a second. You're like, why do you have those?
Whew.
How?
Boy,
who gave them to you? You weren't there. What happened?
That's good.
That was awesome.
Like, I know they're available online, but I thought they were only available to me.
Oh, Oh, are they?
Yeah, I thought, but I think you have to be. I like you can see your own picture.
I see.
At the link they give you.
I got you.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the pictures of yourself running?
Yes, I have. That's how I know it's not a pretty sight.
How would you describe how you look as a runner? Because I've seen you run on the treadmill at the gym before.
Do you ever?
And I would say it reminds me that of like a stallion in an open field
with a bad leg that's trying not to be shot, maybe. No, here's how I describe myself running. Do you know, you ever sit back in a chair, a 4-legged chair, and you sit back on 2 legs and you feel like you're about to fall over, but then at the last second you catch yourself?
Okay.
I feel like that all the time.
What does that even mean?
That feeling when you're just like I'm right on the edge of something bad.
You're just like controlled falling the whole run.
The whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's bad. It's a struggle. I'm so glad that you weren't serious.
You notice what I'm wearing right now?
Roback, same thing I'm wearing.
Let's go. RHOBACK, roback.com. Be sure to give them some love. They just dropped some new like fusion polos that are catered for the range and the golf course. So go check out what they have to offer. They've also got the game day collections if you want a Roback swag with Aubie or Jordan Hare or something on it. So go check that out. Roback.com. We don't want you to pay full price for it. Use promo code VICE20, VICE20, VICE20 for 20% off your order at roback.com.
Keeping with hoops talk here. We talking about tonight?
Whatever you want.
Okay. Tonight, Texas A&M. I don't think that Janai plays a whole lot less than he normally plays.
I agree. I mean, we're recording this Tuesday morning, and so we may get an official announcement later as far as who's in and who's out. But it doesn't sound like Denver, if he does play, will play much.
Right.
If he plays at all, that's certainly the chatter as we record this. And so you guys assume that means more minutes for Tahad. And then somebody else has got to play point guard. So I'm curious to see what exactly that looks like. But outside of that, like I think the rotation is going to be like fairly like normal. I'm not expecting like a major change there.
I wonder, could we possibly see JP Pegues in this game?
Who?
yeah. The number 1 point guard target in the transfer portal last year. I wonder. I mean, Tahad, I would love for Tahad not to play 34 minutes, you know?
No, there's no upside to that.
No. And look, I'm all for, like, I think Auburn's quad 1 wins to losses right now are 8-1. That's an 8-1 ratio. They have 16 quad 1 wins, 2 quad 1 losses. The next best is like 10-5. It's like a 2-1 ratio. I think Auburn could lose 3 straight games and still be the overall number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. But you don't want to rely on that. You want to go in and get this win and keep your momentum. And I think Janai is going to play his normal minutes because Janai wants to play normal minutes. He's the best player in college basketball. The best player wants to play. We
saw that against Purdue earlier this year. Yeah.
He has a maximum of 11 games left in his college career.
Sure.
Okay. That's it. I think he wants to play every one of them. So I think we will see that tonight. Yes. I think the bigger question is the point guard spot. And what do we see there?
Yeah, sure. I think there's a case for JJ Pegues.
And JP Pegues.
That's what I meant.
I think if JJ Pegues is on the floor,
I think he could do it. I think he could do it.
How fun would it have been to watch? You thought Simeon Bowers playing point was something special.
Yes.
Let me see JJ Pegues out there guarding Wade Taylor IV.
He's so versatile.
Sure.
Can play both sides of the ball. Yeah. Did it for multiple SEC schools.
Sure.
Gus Malzahn put him at quarterback for a few plays. But JP Pegues, I'm expecting more. Yeah, I'm actually expecting some JP Pegues minutes tonight.
Just play Pegues. JP Pegues. Just play. JP.
Oh, okay. What if he comes out and just cranks it?
What if he has 11?
There he is.
Yeah. Has a hot shooting. What if they just turn him loose?
Yeah, he goes like
points.
7 of 9 for like 20. It's like, oh, okay.
Put him on the Ja'Kai Howard shooting plan. Anytime you touch it, just fog it
like,
up.
what do we do now?
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
That's right. That'd be great. Would love it.
I hope it happens. I'm pulling for him.
I got to tell you got to play defense on Wade Taylor the fourth. He can score from anywhere. And that is to kind of turn it back to serious.
Dude, his shooting percentage is like so bad, though.
Yeah.
It's just when he's on, he's on.
He's high volume. Yeah. He's a volume shooter.
I can't imagine like being a diehard A&M basketball fan and watching that style of basketball every game. Like, I'm dreading tonight. But I'm dreading it.
Yeah, but they win. They win more than they lose. Not now. No, for sure. But
yeah, but I mean, they're a good team, Tennessee. Though. Yeah, I'd have a hard time watching that.
Yeah, but they win. They win.
They win for sure. For sure. We're the SEC champs, though. That's important to note.
Unquestioned. That's right. Unrivaled. Unparalleled. Phenomenal. How about that? How about the pregame speech from Bruce too?
It's pretty good. Anytime they sneak a camera in there, you know it's going to be money.
Yeah, that's a good point. You should have known it was going to be good when you heard he was going to be mic'd up.
Yeah,
he lives for stuff like that.
Yeah, I wonder if the ones where he's not mic'd up and there's not a camera, if they're better or worse.
They're pretty good. They're about the same, I think.
Does he use different vocabulary?
Potentially.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Got it.
Yeah. Sometimes not.
I always wonder how aware like folks who are mic'd up are that they're mic'd up.
I've wondered that too. How would you not alter what you say and do when you're mic'd up?
Mm-hmm.
I would think that would be very, very hard not to change a little bit. But
I think it was Patrick Mahomes did a thing on he's like, it usually takes like 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way for like 5 to 10 minutes for them to focus on like forgetting and getting in the zone. I'm like, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know.
Maybe, but I don't know. Maybe it's an elite athlete, elite coach. You've got your
you're process. So important to you to, every second is so crucial. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe. And you're not trying to prove anything. They want access to you. You don't need access to them. They need the access to you. So you're not trying to perform or do anything for them. Maybe.
That's right. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. My favorite thing is when Brad Law is mic'd up during games.
As long as I'm not on a coughing or sneezing fit.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's no sneezing fit. Before we move to baseball real quick.
Give me a score prediction for tonight.
Score prediction. 81-74 Auburn.
Okay. The line is 5.5, 4.5. Oh, it just moved. I clicked on it and it moved. It just moved from 5.5 to 4.5. I caught it moving.
That's what. Never mind. So it moved from 5.5 to 4.5. So I'm gonna say 81-75. 81-75. What about you?
I think we win by more than that. Yeah. I think it's a double-digit game.
If they're as locked in for this game as they have been for others of late on the road,
right,
buddy.
Yep.
But they continue to do it. They have continued to completely knock down every artificial barrier put in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you keep comparing this team to normal teams, and we've done it too. You keep, like, a normal team would slip at some point. This isn't a normal team. What more do they have to do to prove they're not a normal team? They're outpacing that 2015 Kentucky team in every objective metric.
Wow.
So, Miles Kelly, 19.5 over under tonight. Road game. He ain't going for 30 again.
Under. This is hard to score 20. I mean, I think he pops for like 15 or 16.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anybody in the comments think he's going over? Let us know. I would love to
let us know. I think it's another game for Tahad.
Yeah.
Increased minutes, larger role, kind of speaks for itself, but really excited for Tahad tonight.
Over under assists for Tahad, 5.5.
I'll go over.
Okay. That'd be great. That'd be all that would lend itself to a win for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Auburn baseball won 3 games over the weekend.
Ron ruled Ohio State.
Yeah, which Ohio State is not. I think of the 4 teams that were there, they were the one that wasn't like the others. They're still getting there.
Okay. Other teams in the state recently beat Ohio State, and they all posted pictures of them flipping off the camera and posting it on social media. I don't think Butch Thompson coach teams would do that.
I know for a fact they wouldn't do that.
It might have been the Barn live on Sunday night that we did. I was like, can you imagine if Auburn did that? Like what Butch Thompson would do?
Listen, we did a post-game interview after the Oregon State game, and one of the players mentioned that Auburn wasn't ranked yet, and he kind of rolled his eyes at that. Like, can you just at that, at the mention of not being ranked, he didn't care for it. So can you imagine if they did other stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oregon State did stuff like that, but Auburn beat them Saturday.
They did
7. Yeah,
they did.
Took care of them. Handled the game pretty well.
How is Baylor? Is Baylor good?
Baylor is, so they have a third-year coach. He's building his program. He's got a lot of upperclassmen. I think they'll be fine. It wouldn't surprise me if they're in a regional this year.
Okay.
And Auburn handled them 7-4 Sunday. So I thought for the first road series, and we'll talk more about it on the Barn Baseball show, obviously, Lindsey Crosby, Sonny DeShero on the same channel.
Yeah, which is already up.
Yeah. Okay, good. So they talked about it more there. If you want to talk more or hear more in-depth conversation, listen or watch that show. But first road trip of the year, freshmen continue to perform. They continue to play well offensively and on the mound.
Yeah.
And this is without, like, Ike Irish is putting up better than average numbers.
Right.
But still not like the Irish that we expect. So when that happens too, this team could, it's time. Let me put it this way. I think it's time to start paying attention if you haven't yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, they go to UAB for the midweek, and then remind me who it is this weekend.
Old Dominion.
There we go. Which sounds like it's one of those teams that's like predicted to do well in its respective conference. And then it's Vandy, right? Then Vandy comes to town.
Then they have next week, midweek is in Huntsville at the Trash Pandas ballpark against UT Martin. And then, it's Vanderbilt. It's conference play. It's a week and a half away.
And what an opportunity to make a statement with Vandy coming to town to start off conference play. What an opportunity.
At home for conference play. Auburn was right. I think D1 baseball put Auburn 22nd this week. Somehow 4 spots behind Troy, which it beat head-to-head. I don't quite understand that, but
they love Troy.
They really do. They really do. But they have Auburn at 22, which is obviously 22nd in the nation, but 11th in the conference. So, and Vandy is one of those teams ahead of them. So, that's a huge opportunity.
Perfect game. I don't think had us ranked. So,
I don't understand that. I really don't. And I know I'm biased. I don't know how you would objectively not have Auburn ranked at this point.
I'm with you.
Not that it matters right now, but
right.
Shoot, you're not paying attention. It's time to pay attention.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I think that does it for today's show.
It does. Thanks everybody for watching. Hit that subscribe button so you're notified when we do have a new show for you. Won't be as long of a wait until the next show.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging in there with us. Remember, until next time, everyone has vices. Make sure Village Vice is one of yours.